Welcome, friends. Today, we're doing another fragrance rotation video for the week ending the 13th of July, 2025. Scandalous. Time's passing far too quickly for my liking, friends. We're closer to the end of the year than the beginning. As such, we are closer to 2050 than we are to 2000. Despicable scenes. You hate it. Anyway, this week has been hot, hot, hot. And as such, my fragrances will reflect that. What we got here? I've got a healthy dose of niche and a couple of designers in there too. So, let's take a peek, shall we? On Monday, I wore a fantastic fragrance for high heat. And this is Original Vetiver. Original Vetiver by Creed. This is the old formulation before they started doing whatever they started doing to the fragrances, the rascals. It's this is a massively underrated Creed. Nobody talks about it. It's essentially the niche version of Mugler Cologne. It's grassy, a lot of grass. It's the above ground vetiver. It's the grass part rather than the root. It's not rooty, it's not earthy. It's green. It feels like cut grass, you know. Chlorophyll. It's fresh. There's bergamot. A little bit of musk. Some ambroxan type material lurking there within. Heard a filthy rumour that Creed had decided to put amberwood lurking in here. I'm not sure about that. What the fuck they done that for? Surely it doesn't go. They just put amberwood and stuff now to give stuff performance. Because that's what all the young bros want. Because they're fucking stupid, frankly. But that's where they're headed, you know. That is where they are headed, towards amberwood hell, friends, and richly deserved. I'm sure we all agree. Anywho, on Tuesday I wore something. I don't know that the bros know about this. Those who know, you know. And on Tuesday I wore this. It is Dolce & Gabbana Pon. This is the 1994 version, the vintage. The original and best. This is a lovely light lavender with a little bit of sage to give it like some briskness, to give it a little bit of air, you know, a little bit of aromatic aromacy. No, that's absolutely scandalous. Not aromacy, not at all. Just give it some air through the lavender, you know, like lavender on the wind. Lemon bergamot, a little bit sharper at the top, you know. The notes are actually the top notes in that have actually stayed really, really well, you know. I put this on lavishly because you can't smell too strongly of this stuff. Not much of a mid. Strange. It sort of goes like citrus, a little bit juicy, fresh, straight into lavender, sage. Maybe it's the tiniest bit of something like geranium in there, and then from there it's tonka, sandalwood, tobacco, you know. And they're all very light brown. They're all very clean. They're all very presentable, fresh. There's a little bit of sweetness in the fragrance, which keeps it youthful, you know. It's absolutely gorgeous. It really is a fantastic perfume. It smells like you've just been to the swimming bath, had a shower, and then got out and put some cologne on to smell nice. It's exactly what it is, you know. Wednesday. Wednesday. What did I wear on Wednesday? Let's have a look here. On Wednesday, ah yes, here it is. On Wednesday, I threw in a bit of a rascal, and I wore Encre Noir Sport. Now, we all know Encre Noir, and its legendary status as probably the best cheapie ever. Vetiver, Cyprus, and Vetiver, really. But this gives the Encre Noir line something. It gives it something it doesn't have. There's à l'extrême, which is a bit more bass heavy, which has got some like kind of, you know, woody, ambery kind of facets at the bottom. It's got this kind of light brown colour to me with the Vetiver. It's very nice, but this is more bergamot at the top. A lot of clear water, you know, clean water in a good way, not salty, you know, not salty water. So imagine something more like a river or a river bank, because the greenness gives it that kind of fresh, verdant life kind of thing, you know. A river bank in the summer when it's warm. That's what this is like. It's fantastic. It's hugely underrated. Nobody ever talks about it. They absolutely should. It's the most unheralded and least talked about of the line. It deserves more love, and it deserves more wearings, and I found myself thinking that this week, and so I did wear it. I've only worn this a few times. It's a fantastic little perfume. Okay. Thursday I went with something a bit different, whereas your Encre Noir Sport has like watery notes, and it's very riparian. I think that's the word. This next one is very dry on me, and this is Cologne Officinal. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before, but I wore the fuck out of this all the time. And I've kind of settled, like, a bit more with it now, you know? Like, I don't like... It's not like the brand new toy or anything, but it's utterly brilliant when it's hot. It's dry, it's fresh, it's clean, a lot of sage. The greenness comes from an oak moss, galbanum, dry, sagey kind of thing, and then the lavender in there, very fresh lavender, dry lavender, you know. Soap is what I get from this. It's not overly complex, it's just everything goes on when you spray it. You apply it, you spray it, you smell it, and that's what you get. And there is call for that kind of perfume a lot of the time. The performance is actually really, really good for a fragrance like this. The price point is absolutely sensational. It's under 150 quid still. You get a really well-made perfume that's very distinctive, very clean. It smells like high-end French soap. I think that's what it's based on. But if you haven't smelled that, try it out. Okay. Try everything from Healy, actually. It's a wonderful house, and the price point is just... In the days of £200 designers, that is a house with know-how and a great back catalogue that you can get to know for relatively little money through the sample set, and just a wonderful array of perfumes. I think I've got 3 Healys. Yes, I do. Anyway, next up we have, no stranger to the channel, Geranium Pour Monsieur. Pour Monsieur Geranium. Kind of said everything I I can and have done. I think I reviewed this recently. It's mint, geranium, little bit of like licorice, star anise type thing, just a little bit there, but it smells like watery mint, you know, whereas something like Montfresh, or some other mint perfumes might smell like toothpaste. This doesn't. This smells like mouthwash, and that's what it's supposed to smell like. It's clean. It's, again, airy, brisk. There could be something a bit like eucalyptus in here as well, you know. Absolutely beautiful. Great perfume, and I've battered that. I mean, you can see that's like, I don't know how much is left in that, but when I put that on, I just put loads on. Okay. Yesterday I did a live stream with Galen where we talked about lavender perfumes. So you will be unsurprised to hear that I wore a lavender perfume. This actually has lavender in the name. It is Frenchy Lavender by Geranium. It looks a bit more purple on screen than it does in real life. Maybe it's just my eyes, I don't know. It's a beautiful colour. Looks like Cherenkov radiation. It's got this bright blast of like lemon and something a little bit green at the top, you know. And then you get into sage and lavender. And it stays that way. It's not a complex fragrance, you know. It's like a dry green lavender. It's similar in a way to Cologne Aficionado because it gives that type of vibe, but you can't hurt anyone's feelings with this perfume. You know, I'd be very surprised if unless you over-applied in a small space, you could upset someone. This is going to smell fresh and new, and it's got something a little bit astringent, so it smells really clean. It's such a good perfume. Discontinued. Can't find it now. Wildly overpriced, these perfumes, like 400 quid. There should never be anything like that. You know, 200, 250 for a 200 ml. Perfect. They'd sell hand over fist. Try and find them on the secondary market. I don't know how available it is now, though. And last but not least, my scent of the day. Today I went with Orangeur Sirocco. And what's this? That's right, friends. It's the Extrait. I applied the Extrait and then I put on the Eau de Parfum. And it was wonderful. It's a gorgeous experience. I'm getting to the point now where I feel like I could probably review this perfume. So I don't want to overly expose what I'm going to say about it, because that'll be coming at some point soon, probably before the end of the summer. But yeah, it's been hot this week. It's meant to rain all of next week, so the rotation will be considerably different. I will see you all then. Thanks very much, everyone. Bye.